fast.
We get that.
So this is where Spacer's Choice's top lab coats made their wonder drug? Yep, looks like a mess. And here I was, hoping we'd have the... the last of them.
That much ordnance could take down a Mana Queen. Bit over the top, don't you think? Damn, got some nimble fingers, Captain.
this is where that uppity lab coat worked, huh?
I've seen.
No.
Night falls on Gorgon, though I suppose it's always dark here in the void. The lab is empty, and I am at last alone. I'm preoccupied with thoughts of the single-celled xenocytes that make their home here on this rock. These
About damn time. I need a beer and a.
primordial creatures persist despite the hostility of their surroundings. No, they require adversity to thrive. Perhaps that's why our bodies react to theirs. There is a harmony in us. The law didn't craft us for the void, yet we scrabble across its cold worlds, building, persisting, as the xenocytes do. We live. Against all odds, we live. But for how long?
Take your best shot, Abby. Got another fight me. Fine.
This, however, please. Not up. No, that was after. How can I? When Pet warned space. Pet some hate out of. How can.
Are those eyes following us? Who would build such a creepy thing?
Can't buy taste.
No, how can I? You are not the floor. How can? Pet. Don't with pet. With a knife. Schedule be it. How? Emergency combat protocols can please it. How can I? How can I? Please it. Password accepted. Error. Pretend that. Like any good manager, employ verbal engage. Under warranty.
Heard that noise?
Require
Look over.
sweeping your area.
Hear that?
Everyone all right?
Security actions.
System alert.
Making it look easy.
More unauthorized person.
Incoming!
Sweeping the area. Halt. Beginning security patrol.
Oh, you are in for it now. Don't mess with us.
Trespassers terminated.
I don't know if I'm impressed or suspicious. We're building something here, and it probably ain't good.
System searching for unauthorized person.
Ready for more.
Huh?
Their mistake.
Nicely done. What is it with the board and giant machines?
Phineas would love this.
This is the place, right? Let's find that journal. Great work.
We are receiving.
Captain, I see you've made some headway on Gorgon. Mother's old work terminal just lit up with a bunch of new protocols. What about Mother's journal? Are you accusing me of Can you hear me, Captain? I'm getting some interference on my...
Hello again, little weasel. I must admit, you've surprised me. I threw nearly... Well spotted, Captain. We've both played our roles well. I may have gravely underestimated. You were smart to hire her. Well,
Mother, you're alive! And still on Gorgon? Stay. This concerns you. This is so you, Mother. Inserting yourself where you aren't needed and at the worst possible time.
am I disrupting your vanity project? You empty-headed little twit!
Mother is going to fill your head with lies about me and Gorgon. Don't listen. Have you come back just to ruin everything again, Mother? At least this time I have the power to stop you.
Captain, this is a distraction. Let's set our differences aside and focus on what matters. Adrena time must never be revived.
I may not have told you all of the facts, but I'm going to lay out everything I know. You can decide for yourself what to do with it. By now, you realize that Project Gorgon was devoted to a single drug, Adrenatime. A drug that hit the market in spite of calamitous side effects. The project was a colossal failure, but you and I are going to revive it from the ashes. What you've seen is the result of Mother's leadership. I have no intention of repeating her mistakes. Mother's journal contains the activation codes for the Adrenatime synthesizer, the key to a new Project Gorgon. We're going to start again, and this time with everything Project Gorgon didn't have. Better R&D, better scientists, clear goals, more funding, and a timeline that makes sense. Who else? Spacer's Choice. After I showed them the error of their ways, the corporation couldn't wait to restart the project. If I can improve the chemistry, I can fix Adrenatime. We can put this colony... I needed to keep...
And now Halcyon buckles beneath the yoke of my failure.
What? My reputation... It's a bandage, not... My intent...
You will not shut...
You see... Social and... I can't change how... That was Mother's doing. When the research didn't live up to her expectations, she shut it down. Does that sound familiar to you? Because it does to me. I need that facility online, but I can't deal with her however it suits you.
Don't do this, Wilhelmina. Minnie, don't make this choice.
Adrenatime is our future. It's bigger than...
Return to my family's manor, Captain. Use the executive override code in my journal to activate the NDA protocol for my terminal. It will destroy the Gorgon drug synthesizer and put an end to Adrenatime for good. My daughter's gotten her hooks into you. I understand. But I know you're...
Captain, in light of
We've arrived at Ambrose Manor.
I don't think we're getting a warm welcome this time.
Jig is up, Cap. I'd wager we're in for a fight.
Even get our hands dirty.
Processing data.
Watch yourself. You're dead. No!
Searching for.
I'll admit, I was expecting a wine cellar. Nice going.
Didn't I? You'll surprise me. Insane people addicted to drugs are mother's problem. Am I to be... She never gave me a chance. Forbade it. You don't know that. Curses. I suppose it is. God. For your sake, I hope not. It's funny, Captain. I hired you to break the family curse. And it would appear you've succeeded. Just not the way I intended. Good luck with Mother. I suppose you'll need it.
What are you doing?
Bringing canned responses. Subject of this unit. These things have an old calamity.
Welcome back. May luck. Welcome back. We are now in orbit above Gorgon.
I keep my promises, Captain. Do you know the funny thing about
not to complain, but I'm getting sick of stairs.
heard something. Reloading! Oh no! What was that? Lift them up!
Rather crawl through another HIA than work in a place like this. If they didn't want to tempt us, why'd they lock it up?
What?
Nice warm-up. Their mistake. You ready? Because I've been ready since she messed with us at the OCI.
Feels like we're in a vertical coffin, if I'm being honest.
Think she's in there? I'm ready to end this.
I'll give you one thing. I did everything in my power to stop you. Just so we're clear. If you intend to restart this machine... You think that? I'll die before... Then get to the fuck... That's preposterous. How do I know this isn't a trick to get me? I will not. Your intentions are if she believes teamwork is all I've been missing. That was our secret phrase. Did she... Clever girl. When I'd been on Gorgon too long, that's what she'd write at the end of her. It meant she missed me. That she wa- I'll try. Thank you, Captain.
Dead center. Next round's on you.
Captain's coming. Put your gun away. Act casual.
We've arrived at Ambrose Manor.
I have to know, Mother.
The volunteers. Not just the shocking way they died, but they were expensive to house, train. I dare even. Indeed.
I am pleased to inform you.
I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. All right. I'm feeling generous. I'm transmitting the idea of a productive, law-abiding employee so you can see what one looks like. Anyway, wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external. How? Good luck, Captain.
Did right by us one.
What was that noise? What's that?
The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not for our Push on, Mardet!
Stay down, hohead. Somebody toss this garbage on.
keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out.
Nice of them to leave us a few options.
Are you?
All right, MSI. You
What? Something's not right.
I just heard the fight.
Security facility.
Wasting company ammo. All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing. Are you new here?
Calm before the storm and all that.
Hope you're right about this, Captain.
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost, your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon. Idiot! I'm not the one marching to my death in any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however... How dare you! Even thinking about killing the chairman of the Halcyon board is a Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Is that sarc...
Making it look easy.
Nice going.
Don't mess with us.
Done here.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man? You are absolutely out of your mind, and I can't begin to thank you enough. Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh? You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no... 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here anyway. So there's one less rubber stamp to worry about.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological effects of losing our original home will be devastating.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on... Yes, we do. You've done a marvelous thing. You've succeeded where anyone else would have... We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony. One problem, we're going to need a leader. And I can't imagine a better person for the job. You won't hear a word of disagreement. You're the best thing to ever happen to Halcyon. If you want to take it upon yourself to lead this colony, you have my support. We're not a colony any longer, are we? Our last connection to Earth has been severed, and so we have been set free. Our future is uncertain, and no one knows.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, Many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. Anyone loyal to Reed was pressured into leaving town, and those who stayed behind adapted to her way of life. Adelaide transformed the old cannery into a new garden. The nearby Edgewater Cemetery provided a convenient source of fertilizer. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers, schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Even the Gorgon asteroid, though a distant enigma to most of Halcyon, felt the aftershocks of your actions. Olivia and Minnie Ambrose worked together to cure the marauders Adrena Time had created. Through their partnership as scientist and administrator, they discovered the harmony that had eluded them as mother and daughter. And through years of patience and effort, they discovered the means to wean Halcyon from the scourge of Adrena Time. Their work eventually allowed Wells and his scientists to treat many of Halcyon's marauders. As their addiction waned, the colonists who had lived for so long under the thrall of Adrena Time returned to their communities and loved ones, and joined in the effort to save Halcyon. In spite of everything, the Gorgon asteroid remained a sobering reminder of the potential for progress and disaster in humanity's most ambitious efforts. The Rizzo's company in Halcyon dissolved after the collapse of the board. Needless to say, the launch of Spectrum Brown was indefinitely delayed. A stockpile of Spectrum Brown remains buried deep beneath the ruins of the old distillery, abandoned to time and attrition. With the dissolution of the board, Ruth Bellamy found herself without the two constants in her life: Byzantine culture and her sister Belinda. In the face of this new reality, she struggled to find a direction for her life. The colony had moved on from Halcyon Helen and would require new heroes in the years to come. And so Ruth Bellamy decided it was time to exit stage left. She quietly disappeared from public view. The dissolution of the board did not mean the dissolution of the ambitions of Cedric Kincannon, the charismatic leader of Sublight Underground. Cedric offered Slug's transportation services to the newly thawed colonists and set to work ferrying resources and food wherever they were most needed. For better or worse, slug headgear became fashionable in the following years. As the board began to disintegrate, Spencer Woolrich found himself at a crossroads. Cling to what little stardom remained to him, or help usher Halcyon into its new future. To the surprise of many, perhaps himself most of all, Spencer chose the latter option. Having learned a variety of different skills in the many different roles played throughout his lengthy career, Spencer founded a radio serial dedicated to staying alive despite the odds. His subjects included how to survive violent encounters with only grazing wounds, dispense pithy one-liners for tense scenarios, and, of course, how to look good doing both. After a brief attempt at dating Helen as one person rather than two, which both Bertie and Helen found too strange, Bertie struck out on his own to try his hand at raising woolly cows. Many of his former Rangers teammates soon followed, accompanied by the woolly cow the team had originally plied with alcohol. The dairy farm thrived under Bertie's leadership and care. The Dairy Rangers privately believed that the woolly cows softened Bertie's temper considerably, although the only one brave enough to say this to his face was promptly headbutted. Due to the board's dissolution, many of the Prophet's old customers no longer found quite the same value in productivity seminars that they once had. With her business drying up, the Prophet chose to take her followers down a new path. Months later, salvagers on Eridanos found clues leading them to a seemingly abandoned bunker out in the wilderness. Inside, they discovered horribly mangled corpses sacrificed to a blood-scrawled portrait of a sprat-headed deity. The Prophet was not among the bodies. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Though Parvati eventually grew comfortable aboard the Unreliable, she never quite came out of her shell. She seemed to prefer the company of Ada to the crew, and she could often be found neck-deep in cables and grease, telling Ada funny stories from her childhood. While the colony fell into chaos, she found an island of relative peace with Ada, and they formed an unusual bond. She decided to remain aboard the Unreliable permanently as its chief and sole engineer. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail, or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. He eventually came to terms with his own past, and was able to forgive the mistakes of his younger self by devoting his remaining years to serving the colony. Dr. Wells was able to revive many more scientists and engineers than he first expected, thanks to the additional batch of chemicals you stole from the Ministry. Wells never forgot about the human lives that were lost in acquiring these chemicals. In the end, Dr. Wells was able to save every scientist and engineer aboard the Hope. Over the next decade, nearly all of the Hope's remaining colonists were successfully revived. Halcyon saw a period of rapid technological and scientific advancement. Breakthroughs in dietary supplements saved the colony from starvation. Geoengineering projects and social reforms began to change the structure and character of the colony. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Today, Halcyon has stabilized. The people of the colony work hard to adapt to their new circumstances. Nearby colonies send aid and supplies. Life will never be easy in Halcyon, but for the first time in its history, there exists a sense of real, genuine hope about the future. And what about you? The unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon. You brought an end to the chaos on Tartarus, and proved yourself the most capable leader left in the colony. You administered the colony in your own image. With the old power of the board destroyed, a new government of Halcyon rose with you at its center. With your steady hand, you guided Halcyon through the turbulent years that were to follow, and helped ensure the survival of the colony until the end of your days. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.